I didn't open it back.
There were two
That was
bags.
from the other day. We live. Well, good evening. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, late Christmas for anybody. We wanted to hop on here. We got better internet, so we can do lives now.
We're fiber.
Yeah. I love Elon, Lord Elon. But the Starlink that we've had since 23 and traveled with it.
Yeah.
It's been good, but when they offered us fiber, we hopped on that. So that's also why you're seeing us from our entryway next to the fireplace.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, yeah, I am. Which it's not going super hot right now.
No,
but
which is okay. It's warm enough in here.
We wanted to say Happy New Year, kind of go over our 2025. But yeah, with the internet, now we have fiber and we can be farther away than right next to it in our bedroom.
Yeah, which is in our bedroom.
Yeah.
And so we have that balcony there. We could always sit down and talk.
But it's also dark.
But it's dark right now and it's like 20 degrees outside.
I'll never forget when we tried to do the live stream outside our camper when we were still in there full time.
And it was dark.
I was like, oh, we'll do it right now. It won't be that bad.
And then the sunset.
And then
because it moves.
Yep. And we were in the dark, fighting the dark.
That was funny.
So I would love, now that we have fast internet, one of my goals for this year is to do more live streams. So you will see us a lot more. We'll be on here a lot more and kind of sharing, catching up, talking things more real time than the videos.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the videos are always a one-way conversation.
Yeah.
And I would like to get more feedback, especially I know I've had videos where I've asked for help and then it takes a couple weeks before I hear comments and I'm like, well, I needed that like a couple weeks ago, but that's all right. So 2025, first year homesteading, I guess, really for us.
Yep. First full year in Virginia.
Yeah, I don't think we ever homestead in Indiana.
No, we didn't.
I would not call that homesteading.
No, we tried to have a backyard garden, but we plant so much and get so excited, and then we'd always plant before the last frost, and it always ended up being a really hard frost.
Right.
And then that killed half of it, and then by the time summer hit, it was just too much.
Yeah.
Nice job. You'll hear the kids in the background too.
Yeah, this is real life. We got small children that we don't have babysitters, and they're just what? We do not.
Yes.
Lincoln, you're crazy.
No, you are.
I know.
You are.
I know I am being crazy.
You do have a babysitter.
Why is it not?
That's what I was wondering. I was like, nobody's in here. Is this?
It's not popping up.
Are we live though?
No, I just realized what I did. Details. Why would it not? I scheduled it.
End it and just start a new one.
Hold on. Details.
Ah.
It has to be public and then. So that was fun.
Okay, so if you're rewatching this,
yep.
What happened is the video was private and now it's public. So we should be pulse checking his phone now to make sure it's not popping up.
Come on. Yep, now we're live.
Okay.
All
yeah,
right.
So now we should get people in here.
Now we should. So we'll say again real quick, Happy New Year to everybody. If you're rewatching the live. I know.
So we are having our New Year's party tonight.
It's just us.
Just us. And the kids are all excited. We got little glasses and those streamers and like beads.
We're not streamers.
What? Who said that?
You did.
And my dad got a lovely present for my children for Christmas this year. Fireworks.
Yeah, 5 and 3. Let's get them some fireworks.
Thanks, Grandpa G.
Yeah, that's all right. Though.
But they're like the little poppers and like the throw it on the ground things and the sparklers. So we're gonna do all that for our little celebration tonight.
I did tell
on the deck.
I did tell
You can talk to it if you want. Lincoln's got some paint on his face.
War paint today.
Yeah, so his face is a little discolored. You say hi to everybody. You're getting a shot. Okay,
Yeah,
that's all right.
That's all right, buddy. So yeah, we initially set out to do this to kind of recap our end of year. We have now upgraded internet, so we're super excited for that.
Yes, fiber optic came out here in the middle of nowhere, so we're pretty thankful for that.
Yes, we are very excited for that. That's why we are also sitting in our entryway with having our Starlink with old Overlord Lord Elon before. We could only really do lives from like our bedroom. If you guys were with us before, we tried to do one outside our camper when we lived in the camper, and it got dark too soon. So therefore, now that we have fiber optic, we are in our entryway where we can kind of be still together as a family instead of isolating ourselves away from our kids. So that's why I would like to, part of one of my goals for 26 is to do more of these and just have more interaction, because it is, with the camera, it is very much a one-sided affair where I can ask for help for stuff.
No,
what are you doing, buddy?
Don't touch your
It's a very much a one-sided conversation with the camera, but this feels a little bit more, I can get a little bit more feedback, especially when I have questions on things that I just don't understand or know, i.e. off-grid water. Sorry, it's the reality of it.
Yeah, you're gonna hear the kids, see the kids maybe be shifted because of the kids.
Yeah, maybe. And next time we'll make sure we make this thing live on the word go.
Yeah, so as you're tuning in, we talked for about 4 minutes before we realized that the video was still listed as private. So if you go back and end up watching this, it'll be about 4 or 5 minutes you haven't seen. But that's okay. It happens.
It's just the reality of it, unfortunately. As technology savvy as we are, sometimes we are like our parents and can't figure out how to turn the phone sideways. Just kidding, Mom. I love you. Please don't come after me. So yeah, 2025, first year for us, really homesteading here in Virginia, North Carolina, whatever you want to call it, where we live. I say it's our first year homesteading. We've obviously farmed. Most of you already all know that. But for 25, we put the recap video out earlier today. Hit me in the feels a lot on what I was putting out there, because it's a recap video, but it's also like a time capsule of looking back at our first year. And as we sit here in our entryway room, whatever you want to call this,
I call it the entryway. I like
our granny room, grandpa room, where we.
Yeah, this is where we are. The fire is right behind us, and we sit in our rocking chairs in front of the fire, and Paul plays guitar, and I read a book or crochet and
do Sudoku. We're in our grandparent phase.
Read the newspaper. We started getting the newspaper again.
Yeah.
We are in our granny phase, that's for sure.
I'm all right with that.
I'm good with that.
But it's crazy to sit in this room thinking about where it was like a year ago. Like,
that's so true.
This was the original part of the original cabin.
Right.
But it is wild to kind of think about. And that putting that video together really kind of was like, oh my gosh, like we really have done a lot. And then after, the funny part about it all is I was done with it and uploading it, and Lincoln's like, I want to watch it with you. And I said, yeah, buddy, let's watch it together. And he kept saying, Dad, Sydney has just grown up so much. I'm like, buddy, that was like 6 months ago. This ain't like 5 years.
They have changed.
Yeah, they have a lot.
I mean, they've changed a lot in a year.
Which I appreciate that more than anything with YouTube. Appreciate that more than anything with YouTube is that we are showcasing our family and our kids. And we get to share that with you guys and bring you on along with that. So that's been pretty special, honestly, to kind of have that today. I'm very excited for what 2026 is going to bring for us. Everything we've learned. I know initially, I don't know if I've ever said it on camera or not, or if it's ever made a video, but one of my long-term goals with what we're doing with homesteading is to be able to get, I would say 80% of my food from our farm and not have to get it from the grocery store. I don't feel like we're not even close to that after year one.
No.
But year 2, I would like to maybe get 40 to 50%, and I'd be pretty happy with that.
I think
I say that 80%, like I'm not growing wheat for flour. Then get one, buddy. We're not gonna grow wheat for flour. I don't have enough acreage for corn to do cornmeal stuff like that with. So I'm not saying I might not integrate some of that someday, but I just think for what we're trying to do, that's just not something I'm aiming for either. But maybe for 2026, I think one of my realistic goals for our homestead is to get to about that 40 or 50%, 40 to 50% range with what we can raise here. I know, kind of dive into some of the animals, I guess. So we have Hazel and Buddy.
Hazel Augustine, the milk machine.
Yeah, Hazel Augustine, the milk machine. We have Buddy, which just fell into his name.
Yeah, we didn't want to name the calf. Paul didn't want to name the calf.
I've learned my lesson.
Since we made him a steer, and we will process him here when he's finished in a year or so. But we both just ended up calling him Buddy.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Buddy, come here, Buddy. All right, no, don't do that, Buddy. And it just worked. I think it's like naming him without naming him.
Yeah.
You know.
I think in a video I mentioned about I got cut. I do remember that because Hazel was in heat about a couple weeks ago now, and she was extremely, extremely loud for the camera.
Very vocal.
Which Amelia, the farmer we got her from, warned us adamantly that, hey, you won't miss Hazel's heat ever.
Because she yells.
And that girl let us know.
Yeah.
So I don't remember what video I was recording, but it was just Hazel just bellowing in the background the whole time. So we are going. When I said in the video that didn't make it was we are going to switch. Like we are going to basically keep her empty or not breed her back until the fall. But we had decided to switch that, and we're going to go ahead and breed her probably within the next month or two is what we're aiming for.
February at the latest, because that would end up giving us a December, early December calf, and I really don't want to have. So here's our thought on that. My idea for breeding cycle was have the calf in the spring so that they can grow up on that fresh, rich grass, and then the cow is also getting that fresh, rich grass, and so her milk quality is better and there's more cream. So that was my reasoning for it. But after thinking it through and talking it through, Paul and I decided, well, that calf is doing phenomenal. It's doing absolutely great. So we drink most of our milk in the wintertime, or have most of it. So we'd like for her to be freshened when we drink the most milk instead of tapering off when we drink the most milk. So
and no milk goes to waste here ever.
Waste does not exist.
So that's something that we probably need to mention too.
Yeah.
But part of our, I guess, 2026's plans fit like the 5-year plan with like, we would like to have basically two dairy cows, one that calves in the spring and one that calves in the fall.
Yeah.
And since Hazel has not had no consistency with her breeding, this could kind of be that first dose of consistency for her.
Give her something of cycle instead of a little crazy.
Right. So that's where we're at with the cows from 25. What we're looking with the 26. Pigs. I know I've mentioned it in a couple videos that we decided to keep the female.
In a way.
So everything we learned on the farm tours is starting to pull into our homestead, not just our own mistakes from farming, that there's plenty of those that are well documented, but we are going to, we're pulling from different farms and homesteads on this one, on this idea. So it should work. The theory works, but we'll see how it really plays out. So she's a good looking gilt. So we're going to breed her. The other two boys, the Barrows, are going to go to the processor 1st of March, right? That's what we booked it for.
Yep.
So March of 26th, those two will go have their day and fill freezers. And then the female we are going to hope to breed, I would say probably in the next
about the same time.
About that same timeline.
My thought is she'll be big enough. We know she's already. Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah, it's okay, baby.
she's already been in heat once.
Yes.
But we didn't mark it down. We probably should have, but we didn't. So we'll be waiting for her to come in to heat again, and then we can try to breed her then. But Ben from Harmony Farm in Rhode Island, Wild Harmony. Was it Rhode Island?
Yes.
I think
he owns the state of Rhode Island. Not really, but when you think Rhode Island's a small state, and then you get there and you're like, this is a lot of land for Rhode Island.
Yeah.
This clearly the map. Anyway, great farm.
He his production farm uses a gild, so a female who has not had babies before. He breeds them, and then once those piglets have been weaned, he processes the gild. And even when I told my dad that, he's like, why did I never think
it should be a first-time sow, right?
Parity one,
right?
But she's she's still considered a gilt. They still call parity ones gilts.
Okay.
Yeah. So even my dad was like, why didn't I ever think of that? And I talked to other farmers and they're like, that's so simple. Why wouldn't I think of that? Instead of holding on to the female as purely reproduction purposes, she can tend to both. And then you can get through a genetic line pretty darn quick if you're trying to get good genetics.
And the other part of it for non-technical farming people on that is that the females are processed after weaning. And then he sorts and picks the best females out of the piglets. And then that's who he breeds in the winter and then has the pigs in the spring and kind of rotates that way through the cycle. That's what the layman's version or how I understand it.
Yeah.
So we're going to try that at our scale. And we also had Narrow Road Homestead that they rocked with one pig and they just did one litter a year.
Sow.
Yeah, they rocked with one sow. And then they just had one litter a year, and that worked for them. But this is kind of not just maintaining a sow on feed is kind of our thought. So in 26, she'll have her litter, 20. Oh my gosh, I still can't believe it's the end of the year.
The summer of 26. As long as we get her pregnant in the spring, she'll have piglets in the summer, early fall.
Yep.
And then they'll get weaned at 8 weeks.
Yep. And then
we'll 12 weeks.
Once they wean, then we'll process her and then pick.
And then we'll start growing out pigs to be for processing, and then pick a female from that. And so it kind of gets into a messy line, but we're excited to try it out and see how it works for us. The biggest hang up is that we're AIing.
Yeah.
And I've AI'd pigs before, but it can be difficult getting them into heat sometimes. But that's according to production guys. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Hey, can you turn that down just a little bit, please?
Anyway, so that's kind of our plan for 2026 with pigs. As long as everything goes well, obviously that's the biggest factor to it. The last big thing is the chickens. So I know I said it here recently. We had to put down our rooster. As you guys know, from 2025, we had an up and down year with chickens. We tried with two different species or two different breeds. One of them all basically died within 2 days of getting them, except for two apparently. And we ended up processing the barred rock roosters for our meat consumption for this winter. And those guys are in our freezer. We kept the one rooster because we were trying to do a barred rock dark Cornish cross, a barred rock cross, basically. And so we kept the one rooster when we had two dark Cornish hens. And it kind of put us behind what our 2025 plans were. And so we unfortunately had to put him down a couple weeks ago. He has attacked everybody at this point.
I can't even feed. I wouldn't even have been able to. He would just come right at me. I'd walk by the fence and he'd come at me.
Yeah.
It was just not okay anymore.
So that was probably our mistake for not keeping a couple roosters.
Yeah, I still don't know about that though, because I feel like they would have just fought with each other.
Could have.
And it would have ended up with the same thing. Some roosters are just mean and they just need to go.
So the idea of having our own heritage breed chicken meat cross is not on the table for this year, probably.
Unless we find a rooster, which we are kind of looking.
Right.
So
We are on the lookout for that, but otherwise we are going to go with Cornish cross for 26. So we'll end up doing 2 batches of 75 of those this year. We'll do 75 in the spring, take summer off, and then 75 in the fall is what we're looking at. So that's going to be a change for us. We got to build more chicken tractors. The breeder should hold everybody. But yeah, we're going to basically go with our own style of chicken tractor and just duplicate it. It's kind of funny. One of the biggest setbacks in 25 was losing 2 of the 3 chicken tractors we built, but I think it was kind of a beauty in disguise because now it's like the best design chicken tractor that we've run across. So
yeah, because that Salatin tractor, or not the Salatin, the Siskovich tractor out here where the pastures are not level, they're very bouncy, and the grasses areas can be very thick. I can't pull it sometimes. Now, I don't have the strength that I once had while farming before.
Wait, you don't?
No, I don't. But still, I need to be able to do chores on my own, if I have to. So.
Right. So that's kind of the chicken plan right now. Yeah. It's been a great year. The garden, I feel like that could be the next.
It's definitely what we're focusing on next year. What I'm focusing on next year. This year I said it 1,000,000 times to myself on videos, to Paul, to the universe, to whoever would listen, that we were just gardening last year to prove that we could. And this next year, I'm really excited to get more into herbs and medicinals more than edible vegetables because we don't really eat that many vegetables. I have a big food allergy to a lot of vegetables, and usually if we grow them our own and they're organic, I can eat them. But that's left me with a bit of an aversion for them, and Paul doesn't eat anything green, so or tomatoes. So you eat peppers and pickles.
Those are green, so therefore your argument is not valid.
Not all peppers are green.
That's also fair. That is also fair.
But we do eat a lot of root crops, and we tend to like butternut squash pretty well.
Yeah.
And potatoes. That's kind of like, we really are a meat and potatoes kind of family. And the fruit, we get that seasonally. So
yeah, and we also have the produce stands that aren't far from where we live
too. Yeah, it's like local peaches. Like I canned some peaches this year, and I know we have a lot of apple orchards around us, and so we'd like to make applesauce and apple butter. I just found out that a grandma in my line of family had a pear butter recipe that now I need to find. And get
that's first time I've heard that.
I told you that's where my dad bought that pear butter from the.
I didn't put that together.
Yeah, because he said Granny had a pear butter.
Like pear butter.
I don't know if it was Grandma Gray or Greenie. I think he said Greenie. Either way, had a pear butter recipe, and that wasn't as good as hers. So now I have to find that recipe so I can make it for him.
Well, if I know anything about your family and secret recipes, I guarantee it had 20 pounds of sugar per tablespoon. Tell me that pickle recipe does not call for 50 pounds of sugar per jar.
Not quite. But my great-grandpa's pickle recipe is fabulous. It's like a 2-week brine, or like a 2 or 3 week brine. Like it's a whole thing.
It's a sugar recipe.
They are.
It's got pickles in it.
But they are so good.
Anyway. So gardening.
Yeah. So where the cows are right now, we have them in like a little winter condensed lot, and we've put round bales around there. And my plan is to put all of the vining plants, like our butternut squash, our cucumbers, pumpkins, watermelon. What else do we do? That's really about it. Some zucchini and squash. We don't really eat that much of it.
I'd like to probably do more than a plant because the squash borer got us last year.
Yeah, we didn't even get one. I got one yellow squash.
I don't feel like we got that.
But I did not get any zucchini, and I got 3 butternut squashes before I got it. But anyway, where the cows are now, that's where we were going to put those vinies, because, well, it's very manure saturated, so all the nutrients are there. It gets good water, and there's nothing really else to do with it. It's a very, very bad spot of land. It's just red clay. There's nothing to it. Clay and sand. There's no dirt there whatsoever. So I'm excited about trying that out. And we're still doing the small garden plots.
Yes, that has been the game changer.
Yeah, we really
for me
enjoy
mentally, because
Yeah.
I know when we tried in Indiana, I say that loosely because we'd plant stuff and then never ever harvest or do anything with it.
Your mom harvested more of my tomatoes than I ever did.
It's probably accurate.
She did.
She's a tomato thief. I'll send her a bill for it.
No, she asked, and I gladly gave.
No, I know. I do think about that though, and we try to do like long rows and trying to do like semi-production. I know we've talked, and this might be the first time we've said it, but like doing the farm stand by the road, like a free farm stand is something in our future, hopefully.
And I hope to build that in the spring, actually. I think I'm going to do that as part of my little course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think, no, we haven't talked about that at all today.
No,
really.
Well, it's because it's local. It's just for our co-op group. All the moms in our co-op. I said that I would teach an intro to construction class because we were building something for a friend, and I was the only one that knew what the tools names were. And they were like, "How do you know that?" I'm like, "Well, I grew up in construction, and my husband's a contractor, and blah blah blah."
So funny story about that. I need to point this out because for anyone that might be questioning your construction background. So you guys all watched me put the doors in on the cabin here a while ago, and the video hasn't even gotten off the camera yet to edit. It'll probably come out next week. I started putting subfloor down in the cabin the other day, finally, and Olivia and the kids are down there with me, and she walks in and she goes, "Did you think about the subfloor before you put these doors in?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "The doors aren't going to open." It's like, "What do you mean?" So we laid a sheet of plywood down right next to the door. Door doesn't open. I did not consider the subfloor height on my doors, so I had to detach and reset the doors. That was quite the joy that I had doing that, thinking that my wife walked in and noticed that I made a huge error in 10 seconds of being in the building.
What are wives for?
Yeah.
If not, to tell you how dumb you are.
Lincoln, what's up, buddy? Anyway, so yeah, part of their co-op homeschool group is to they do all kinds of different stuff, but part of something Olivia came up with was teaching the other moms and dads.
No, it's just moms.
Oh, I thought some of the dads are coming.
No, the only reason why we said the dads could come is so they could watch the kids, while the moms do the construction. Yeah, because they were like, "Oh, wouldn't it be so great to go to a construction class taught by a woman who's not going to make you feel like you're a total idiot?"
I didn't get all that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
the women listening, they got it.
I know they did. Anyway, so we were talking about the farm stand. Man, we are really going.
Yeah, hold on. Let's go back to the farm stand. Paul went on a tangent there.
Sorry.
So my dream is that to feed just people around you, right? Like that's our goal, is to feed community. I've said it since I was in college, even that you don't feed the world by being in commodities. You feed the world by feeding your community. And so I'd say to many people how we were farming, that I personally, my farm, our 5 acres, in here, even having 20 acres, we can't feed the world here. But if I farm this way and you farm this way and you farm this way, then we can feed the world as if you're selling to your community. But we want to do a lot of giving. We're not here to make a bunch of money. As soon as we started forcing the farm to make money, that's when we burnt out.
That's when the wheels fell off, literally.
Because we started putting way too much of our daily requirements into it. And I mean financially more than anything. If you have to make something make money, then it's not fun anymore. So anyway, and I don't want to go to the farmers markets on Saturdays anymore. I want to go there. If I'm going to the farmers market, I am a customer. I'm not a vendor. So my idea with the farmer stand is give what you can, or take what you need, leave what you can. And so we live in a poor area. I mean, we're in the Appalachians and it just is a poor county. And I want people to walk by and say, wow, they have a bunch of tomatoes. And I don't mean a bunch as in, I'm not worried about people coming and taking our stuff and reselling it. Even if they did that, then that means they can make money for their family. Hold on just a minute. I'm speaking. Hold on just a moment. Let me finish speaking, please. So being a mom. And so my dream is just that people can walk by and be like, oh, here's tomatoes. And I have faith that people will be able to drop by and leave exactly what they can. He's going to pull me back.
Lincoln, stop, buddy.
But if someone needs, tomatoes and, whatever, I think of tomatoes because they are so prolific. But then if they can only leave $1 or if they can't leave anything, that's okay. I'm not asking for it to make a bunch of money. I just want to feed our community. So it's not going to be much. It's just going to be a little stand that we put in our extra produce. Yeah, no, we're not in big idea country.
We are in big idea country. Speaking of projects, we got a lot done in 2025. The house being the biggest, we started the cabin, built the chicken tractors, rebuilt them after the wind destroyed them. All of my projects that I wanted to get done for this year, I would say are not done, but that's okay. And that's a weird way for me to be mentally that's okay. For 2026, the goal is to get the cabin done sooner than later. Building new chicken tractors. I got two of those on the slate. We're going to build a chickshaw, the Justin Rhodes chickshaw. We're going to build one of those in the spring. And
so the hens can go with Hazel.
Yep, the hens and Hazel will become best friends, hopefully, even though she tried to kill one the other day that got out. Anyway, so the chickshaw is on the docket, and then there was something else I had. I can't remember what, though.
Do you want to build?
Yeah.
The barn?
Oh, barn. That's right. You said no big ideas. That feels like a big idea.
Well,
no, I do want to build a barn this next year. Nothing fancy. Be more like a lean-to.
We've got the post set for it.
Yeah, not set. I got the post
set aside.
Cut. So the trees that were in front of our house, Andy at True Grit and the Lawsons came over and helped us drop the trees that were up against the house. And that was a rodeo. I was on a break from YouTube. I wish I wasn't, because that would have been hilarious, because I don't think I've told this story outside of us all being there. So they come over. Andy and I are both stressing about this whole situation because the trees one's leaning like 15 degrees towards the house, one's touching the house, and the other one wasn't any big deal. So we're both kind of stressed about this whole situation. And the house is done. They had seen it before it was just like officially done, but we hadn't moved in yet. And so I give them a quick tour. Megan and Olivia and the kids are all playing. And then Megan and Olivia come in, and Olivia's giving Megan a house tour, and Andy starts the chainsaw up, and I'm on the tractor.
We were upstairs.
Yeah, and
I heard the chainsaw, and I was like, we probably ought to get out of here. So we raced down the stairs, and we're like, thanks for telling us.
Yeah, we were just so nervous. We just kind of went full bore. I jumped on the tractor. We hooked it up, threw a rope to it. He fired at the chainsaw, and everything ended up being all right. But those trees will be the posts for our soon-to-be barn. The biggest catch to building a barn in 26 is we got to still get rid of our camper that we've lived in for as long as we did. So,
because the camper is parked where the barn's going to go,
correct.
And the camper can't go anywhere else.
Yeah, so it's still for sale. If anyone's interested, don't hesitate to reach out. It's a really nice camper. We just don't need it, and I'll be honest, Camping World's cutting this. If we tried to sell it to Camping World, they're just not even close.
They wouldn't give us what we need, and they would make you pay a lot more than what we're offering it out. So, yeah.
That's available. So once that's gone, the barn's on the list. But the cabin's the big one for 26 to get knocked out first. But that's going really well. Outside of me not paying attention to the subfloor situation, I've never had a construction project in my entire life go so smoothly. And I would attribute it to my construction abilities, but I think it's just luck at this point. So we do have some pretty there's still some framing left on that to get done. And then it's ready for electric and plumbing.
And then it's just really going to rock and roll from there.
Yeah, flooring, kitchen, all that stuff. So we're still figuring all that out. It's crazy how far it's come already. With editing that video again, it was like I felt like I've been looking at it for a year now, and it's like in my mind it still looked the same. And I know it doesn't. Like I know when I go down and look at it today, it's different than what it was just a few months ago.
Windows, doors, and
just having wrap on it,
Yeah.
windows, doors, and knowing that the floor's now getting fixed and it's got a loft in it, and
Yeah.
it's not going to have.
It feels a lot more like a house or like a cabin now than just a weird standing structure.
Yeah. So
even the neighbors kind of like rooting us on. He'll like stop us.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, I love seeing the progress on it.
Yeah. He's like, what are you getting done today on it? I was like, well, I'm ripping the doors out I put in last week. So, or a couple weeks ago.
He'll be hard on yourself.
I know. It is what it is. I know better.
You fixed it. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. I did. So anyway, man.
We were talking about the garden.
Yes, and I went on my own tangent again.
That's okay. Okay.
Thanks for reeling me back.
You're welcome. So the garden is going to be like our biggest workhorse next year. Maybe just focus. Like we've got the cow measured down. We got milking measured down. We've got the pigs figured out.
Expanding the cattle operation.
Expanding cattle mixed with maybe adding a small room in it. I'm still not making decisions.
You go like on the sheep train like every other week.
And then I go back to goats, and then I think no, just cattle, and I just.
And then I read like the Will Harris book, and I'm like, all right, I'm ordering 500 cattle today. I don't know where I'm putting them, but we're doing this. And then I quickly realized I do not have money for that. So
especially in this market.
Yeah.
So the garden is something that we can really focus on, and I kind of went down a list on, what we want to plant, not necessarily plant all of it next year, but just ideas on things that are useful to us. I mean, there's no sense in growing eggplant or spaghetti squash in this house. It doesn't get eaten, so there's no sense in planting it. But pie pumpkins, I have, speaking of family recipes, I have an amazing pumpkin pie recipe that is 100% from scratch. So we need a lot of pie pumpkins. I'm still in the video, and then I will. I promise. For the party. We will. And then like a butternut squash. We've been eating a lot of butternut squash soup.
A lot of potatoes next year.
A lot of potatoes. And I know I've been harping on you about this whole tomato thing.
I don't know where this is going at all. This is all real. I have no idea where this is going. Because you're like only doing one tomato plant.
I was really frustrated with how many tomato plants we put out last year because they got really, really big. And I got very overwhelmed about processing. But as much as we love that enchilada recipe.
Oh, yes.
And we make pizza every week. And we like spaghetti. And Lincoln apparently thinks he likes lasagna. So there's a lot of tomato things going on in here.
We'll see about that one.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But I think maybe we should do a solid amount of tomatoes. Only Romas. Only Romas.
They're witnesses.
We're processing them a little bit.
Okay.
And maybe we can make it like a co-op thing or like a friends helper day instead of me doing it all by myself and feeling extremely overwhelmed.
I have the resolution to
have all
this.
my friends come over.
So you guys all know we have a very small kitchen. It's not very big in here.
You want another tangent?
Well, that's kind of rude. I might be. I don't know.
Go on.
I want that outdoor to cook with wood, not the campfire ring that has like the fancy grate on it that is super easy to do canning and stuff on. That I think would be a huge deal.
Yeah.
And then that piece of equipment would unlock the outdoor kitchen.
It would.
I don't know what
your next build.
Exactly. The outdoor kitchen. Put the smoker, the grill, all that stuff out there.
Yep.
Oh man. And be looking at the mountains. I'm already seeing it. This is a big idea.
That's a big idea.
It's a big idea. It's a lot of money. I don't have. Maybe someday.
We'll make it
but
work.
I do think that campfire
Processing
stove
outside,
and processing them outside would be ideal.
I agree. So that's on the docket. But with the garden, like I said before, but if you're just tuning in, I want to focus more on herbs and medicinal plants. And I want that to be the focus of my garden and grow space. We drink a lot of tea in our house. We drink a lot of coffee, but we do drink a lot of tea. We're pretty holistic. And so a lot of cold, sickly feelings, things that come on, I'm always making a tea for. And I want more flowers. I've always been garden in my brain has always been vegetable garden, and it has taken Margaret Roach is an author, and she
So we definitely didn't visit that person.
no, she's an author. I've read a few of her books, and she's been on Joe the Gardener a lot at the podcast.
Okay.
And when they talk about gardens, they just talk about flowers. It's just ornamental, looking at them flowers. And that's always been weird to me. And until we had this garden space, I didn't understand the idea of that, which my great grandpa was an avid gardener, and flowers. Grandma is, my aunt is, my mom is, but I always just thought, no, it has to be edible.
It's that production mindset.
It is.
Gotta get it out of you.
That is so true.
Yeah, we always say that. It's something we say a lot in our house, is that we still have a production mindset sometimes when it comes to things when we don't need to be. That everything needs to be at a homestead, home scale level. It's tough because you still, as soon as we started talking about breeding, we were like, well, if we do 2 times a year, that's so many pigs, we can sell them for so much, or we can raise this many out. And it's like, that's not what we're trying to do here.
Pull the horses back.
Yeah.
Literally.
We're not getting horses. Let's just cut that out right now. That ain't happening. Anyway.
But yes, it is. And that's like where the pig breeding thing comes in, right? Like you say, oh, we're breeding pigs. Oh, well, we have to maintain a sow and maintain a boar or all of these things. She has to have 2.5 litters a year. It doesn't have to happen like that at all. So I'm really pushing that. I know. I'm really pushing that into the garden this year. And I think it's going to be a little like mix of chaos, like organized chaos in the garden, where there'll just be like beds with random stuff in it, or like, tomatoes, but maybe there's still like a tomato plant over here. It decided it wanted to be with the watermelons, just things like that I see for our garden. Yeah. And also utilizing extra spaces around here.
My brain went on a whole different side tangent again, so I don't even know how to bring my whole side tangent into this.
Like you said it?
No, like while you were talking about tomatoes and we were talking about slowing down in production, my brain went into left field, just on its own again. So I was saying, watch the kids both have a meltdown for the 18th time. I do apologize again for that. My side tangent that while she was talking was thinking about the video that went out today, and while I was editing it, this whole premise of slowing down, taking more time viewing life through my kids' eyes, really has kind of hit when I was recording that, because I noticed when I was going through a lot of footage, like 27-30 hours of footage, which wasn't even every video from last year, is we all know I've talked about it before, me dealing with my PTSD, and that go 911 always response like that. It's hard to come off of that, and I realized that from our travels I fixed that a lot, but I wasn't quite 100% yet. And then this whole like slowing down thing is really something I've been harping on for 25, and I will probably continue through 26 as well, and maybe for the rest of my life as I enter my grandpa phase. I don't know, but I realized when I was editing that video that real early on, Lincoln would pull me essentially to go sit down and take a break. And then like the most recent video with us getting hay, and it was like I was just doing the chore, we were doing it together, and then we would play while we were doing it and then go play doing something else. So I realized that transformation just happened. Like what you just
had like a whole download.
Download in my brain of what.
Yeah. Like, no, that's a good point. We both do that now a little bit better. But you better than me of being able to pull out of the work, sit for a minute. I mean, you were cutting wood the other day.
Yeah.
And you came in. I was like, is everything okay? You said, yeah, I just need to sit for a minute.
Yeah.
That old Paul would have never done that.
I know.
You would have died before you came in.
Thanks.
It's true, though.
I did try to die once.
A few times, actually.
Anyway, so that, sorry, my side tangent was just like a complete download of him coming over again to get your attention. It's like I realized the slowing down part of it, and it's not a production.
Yes, that's fine.
It is crazy how this lifestyle has changed our lives.
It
honestly.
really has.
And it's just crazy after 1 year how much better I feel mentally, physically, spiritually, all of it.
Yeah.
So.
No, I would agree with you. I love that you had that download in real time.
It was
really cool.
Very weird.
Yeah.
You're just talking about tomatoes, and here I was like,
enlightened.
Yeah, everything.
Just seeing the light.
Everything's coming together right now.
I love that. No, it is crazy, and I mean, I think when we sold the farm, it was such a shock to everyone. And we got a lot of pushback from our viewers and our customers. And some people even went so far as to say that like we disappointed them.
Yeah.
And that they thought that we were fraudulent. And the reality is, and we couldn't have expressed this in words then. If we could have, we probably wouldn't have had to do it all.
Right.
But we needed to go through that whole change to fully understand what happened. And we were pushing ourselves so hard. I mean, it was that summer, I remember prepping you because I could feel the change coming. And I said, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't think anybody's dying, but something really big is going to happen. And you ended up with a heat stroke, and we ended up at the camper show. And that was it. We're not at the same time. You weren't in a heat stroke at the camper show.
Two different events.
Just have the one.
The heat stroke is in summer. Camper show is in the fall or winter. It was February. It's January, February. Yeah, it is crazy how it all comes full circle for real, and I'm so grateful to be here. Man, I feel like we have really hit a lot talking about all of this. It's very emotional. It's slowing down.
Here we are, New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve 2025. I feel like time is speeding up as we get older. You're getting more beautiful as we get older. Thanks, dear.
I don't know where December went. I think we were just having Thanksgiving, and tomorrow's the 1st of January. The kids are pouring drinks into cups. You know, like it's dangerous when they're 5 and 3.
Yeah. They've already ruined a rug today. Yeah. It's New Year's Eve, and we've never been big New Year's Eve people. I don't think we've ever even been out. No.
Baby moon.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
We didn't go out. We were in bed by 9, dear.
We were. We went to Nashville, Tennessee, had a nice hotel room. We were on the strip, and on New Year's Eve, I mean, we were 20.
I don't even know.
Early 20s. And, we didn't even... we didn't even take advantage of where we were.
We were literally in bed by 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
We got all dressed up, went out like at 4 o'clock.
Had dinner.
Had senior dinner with everybody else.
We are just old. Yeah. Anyway, so I told the kids that we would have a party tonight. We'd have a dance party, and I got sparkling grape juice and little like necklaces and little glasses.
Arizona.
And Arizona's eating the charcuterie board. And yes, so and because of that, I thought, well, Sydney's very girly, and so I said, well, let's get some makeup, and we'll be really fancy for tonight's party. And the makeup's on the rug, brand new rug I got for Christmas, but that's okay.
So after my whole download, success before would have been with like finances, obviously with the farm.
Yeah, it would have been like profit, right?
What do you feel like that is now for the homestead? Like what successes do you feel like we've had this year? I'm not trying to put you on the spot with questions.
Yeah, with a water bottle being
Hey, Lincoln, please stop.
In a moment. What is success now? I think it's more of a mental space. No. That's for midnight.
Again, I apologize for our kids. They're supposed to be more kind this evening. since we are having a dance party and all the things. But here we are. So I guess I'll answer my question to Olivia. I think for me, the success comes from knowing more where our food is coming from. Obviously, when we raised animals in Indiana, I knew we were raising animals the right way and selling them to people and being transparent with how we were doing that. And that's where YouTube started for us, and showing that transparency of their meat being raised. And now it's a lot different because we sold everything and then we had to go back to the grocery stores, and we know from our education and knowledge that it's not the same. And it was part of me. My definition of success is filling our freezers back up again, and
eating it this time,
all this time instead of relying on Sydney. Please stop. And not having to sell it, not looking at the ribeyes in my freezer and being like, well, I have to sell those to therefore justify, to basically make sure I can make the payment or make the line of credit payment. And then now I can feel like I will be able to enjoy those more instead of being, selling the ribeye so I can have a pound of ground beef. Like not exactly the same. So
yeah,
that's something I feel like I'm looking for success with this next year.
Yeah. No, what I was getting at before I got pulled away was it's more of a mental space. I want to go out and do chores and love doing it. And I want to milking is like my yoga. I think I said it on a video that I was like, I don't do yoga, but I milk a cow. And it's basically the same thing. As far as flexibility and mental strength goes. And so I want to go out in the garden and enjoy it. And I don't want the harvest and the processing side of it to be the overwhelm. I want to feel rewarded in doing it.
I think too with that is our kids are growing up.
They are becoming a lot
they are
more
being
independent.
tonight. They are much more independent than they were just a couple of years ago or our last year of farming.
Last year, even. I mean, when we got Hazel, Sydney would scream every time I go out and milk Hazel for a while. And that's hard, when Hazel doesn't want Paul to milk her. Paul doesn't want to milk. It's kind of my thing. And then I have to leave him with a screaming baby who only wants her mom. So, no, they are becoming a lot more independent. And that does things easier. It does. Yeah.
Is there anything, if we did year one over again, you would do it differently?
Here?
Yeah.
No.
No,
because we did it. We got bleh. We went slow. And that's what I was focused on. When we started farming, we went from 0 to 100.
I mean, I jumped on those pigs pretty quick when they became available.
We did. Even my aunt at Thanksgiving was like, oh, yeah, Paul, she's not going to talk you into getting those pigs, is she? Mocking what was said before.
Yeah.
But
taking things slow.
Yeah. And even still, it is still slow, right?
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Yeah. We move them every couple weeks, every other weekend. And
Sundays. Sundays I move pigs.
And really that's just you, and you go out you're out there for an hour or two.
Just depends. Depends on the day. How cold it is. I don't move well in the cold.
That's true.
And how dense the woods is. Right now it is a bear to get through. No pun intended.
But other than feeding them every day and now milking, which milking only takes 20 minutes. I mean, yeah, we are slowed down. I'm not racing out the door in the morning to get chores done. I'm not staying out super late to get chores done. I'm feeding my family. I mean, that was a thing in the production mindset. We don't eat until the animals eat.
Okay, so pivoting from year one of here to our year one of Indiana. That's where I feel like there's such a stark contrast.
Yeah.
And obviously we don't have our year one of farming in Indiana on YouTube.
Yeah.
We weren't doing that then.
Right.
But I do think it's crazy to think about, we got that farm in Indiana and we had 2 cows before we even really moved in.
Well, we put the fence up first.
Kinda, but not really.
Yeah.
And then we bought a livestock trailer before we had a truck. And
yes,
like we've really done some things out of order. I know we were
Yeah.
young and naive and
excited.
yeah.
I think I was very gung-ho, and I'm a type A personality for the most part. I'm the oldest of my siblings.
Right.
And I grew up knowing that I was going to farm. And so I got out of college, I got married, I got a farm, and I had animals within the year.
Right. It was a pretty busy 2017.
It was.
Mom.
Yeah, honey.
Yeah, I bought you a house on your birthday in March.
Yep.
And then got the cows, and then we got married in June. So we weren't even married
Before we had cows.
cows. Yeah, it is a much stark contrast our year one in here to then. And I know it's maturity, it's the tuition we paid before.
But I really love what we're building here.
Yeah,
I do.
I'm excited.
The slowness of it. I love that we tease, but I love that we're in our grandpa phase. And I'm a Meemaw, and you're a grandpa.
Right? I thought it was just Paul.
Just be Paul.
I need a straw.
Go get a straw.
I want you.
Sydney's getting it. Yeah. The inside joke to that is my kids will say my name instead of calling me dad. So we don't know why. It's just cute and funny at this point.
Get out of here. Why are you all covered in...
She laid on the bricks. That's why she's all black.
Great. Sorry, Arizona's covered in soot.
Yeah.
But no, I love what we're curating here. I think that this is what homesteading is supposed to be. It's not just because we're trying to make most of our food doesn't mean we have to be half dead doing it.
No, we do.
You know, we're not rushing through this. It just is life. Day by day is life. And I think that as parents, we appreciate that with the kids too. I think that helps.
I think my perspective has changed a little bit just from recording this latest video, because it's like, you know, when we farmed in Indiana, I never did anything like a summary video ever. And part of me is like, I see after just recording that and posting that today, I'm just like, okay, I'm excited to see what 2026 looks like. Mm-hmm. But obviously I can't get there until tomorrow being the first day of January. I don't even know if I'm going to record tomorrow. Right. But it's just one of those things that it kind of gives you, or gave me a complete recharge. I wouldn't say I was burned out this time. Like in Indiana, I know I got to a point of burnout, and I know you did too, but like, I genuinely feel like just that one video is like, oh man, like we got so much done last year and we didn't record half of it. Yeah. Yeah. So like part of me is like, all right, I can't wait to see what 2026 brings and what we get done and what we grow and the animals and my kids being crazy and the cabin and the barn and all of these things. Yeah. So
we're really excited about 26.
Yeah.
I am too. Yeah.
What's your biggest goal for 2026?
I think it's still a mentality thing. I think that I'm so focused on not getting to that mental burnout again. Mm. And so I think that all of it is mentality for me. It's not production. It's not physical at all. It is just be present and enjoy what we have around us. You know, don't try to make things bigger than what they are. And don't try to make them smaller than what they are either.
So you coming back to YouTube in 2026?
Oh, is that where this question's going? Is that what everybody's wondering? Okay, I'll fix it in just a minute.
I'm not really putting you on a spot there. I'm just joking.
Well, I can address some of that. So that's been a lot of, I think, my growth this year. I'm not on social media at all anymore.
You just got me off it too.
I just got Paul off of Facebook.
Marketplace, my Achilles heel.
And I am really focused on curating my friendships that we're making here, between library time and co-op, and just meeting moms at the park. I'm building a lot of friends here, along with, I still have friends in India. Yeah, in just a minute.
Do it right now, please.
I hid the batteries. And so I decided to step away from YouTube because I did not feel like I was able to be authentic with you guys. Everything, I was trying so hard to be in the moment that to record, it felt like it was just too much for me.
Mom,
And
now you want
in just a minute, honey, we're almost done. We've got like just a minute left. Okay,
one
20
only?
seconds. 20 seconds. Don't waste
No.
it. So yeah, I will probably be around, but I don't know if I will be the one picking the camera up. I am also the one that's trying to get a landline phone and just get rid of my cell phone altogether. So that's where I'm at with it.
But the landline's more expensive than your cell phone, so that's not happening. Linking.
It's the same price, actually.
on that.
Well, you gotta ask. You gotta see.
Anyway, so I wasn't really trying to put her on the spot there. We already know what YouTube's going to look like, really, for 2026. I do intend, I know, besides this last compilation video, it's more day in the life kind of format, and I enjoyed that a lot more as creating it versus trying to go out and get a project done A to B or A to Z, and trying to record multiple days to a video like that. The cabin's going to be its own thing because it is what it is, but otherwise I kind of enjoy doing multiple things because that's the reality of our day. We go out and we do this and then this and then this.
Yep.
And that's just the reality of it. So
It's just like,
these kids are driving us all nuts. So
who's ready to go party?
yeah, we're going to go start our New Year's celebration early because Papa over here and Sydney will probably be asleep in the next hour.
You guys are the early birds.
So I want to say thank you all so much again for all of your support over this last year. I can't wait to see what this next year brings. I cannot wait to bring you guys along with us. I hope you guys all had a Merry Christmas, and I hope you guys all have a Happy New Year. Make sure you guys eat the big three tomorrow, your hog jaw, your black-eyed peas, your sauerkraut,
You know I didn't get the first
and cornbread. So
I definitely did not get the first two.
Well,
we're having sauerkraut, cornbread, and pork corn tomorrow.
We are not going to have a good year.
Yes,
so
we are. We're going to have a great year.
We're going to have a great year. Thank you guys so much for being here with us tonight, and we will probably catch you in a couple weeks on the next one.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
That's a great idea. We can look at Slippery's